happen right now. Avery Harrison.
Hello. Ooh, this is short. I am tall. That's what I say to short people. Anyways, I'll put this on real quick. I'm so sorry. Pretty sure Chris has heard many times the condom joke over the microphone. I'm pretty sure you guys heard that one before. Sex is funny, right? Let's all laugh at sex for a minute. You know, I remember there was a time where you had a course yet, like someone was talking about sex and it was like the most unholiest thing you could ever talk about, right? Like one day, like someone was just like, yeah, so I've seen this guy, and everyone was just like, no, do not say that. All right, what are you doing? That's a sin. And now it's just like, so the other day I had like 2 guys in my house, you know what I mean, I know, I failed with that joke. All right, anyways, let's get on with the real thing now. Thank you. So you got a course yet? I like to play this game whenever I'm up here. It's called Guess What Race I Am, which is also your grandfather's favorite game. Although, don't ask him what he did between 1939 and 1945, But yet, of course, I like to have people kind of guess who I am. And I'm going to tell you guys straight out, I'm like mixed race. I'm half Latino, half Filipino. And it's really great to be half Filipino because, I get a sense of pride when I tell people that I'm like half Filipino, Like, I'm not like Latino. Like, there's nothing wrong with being Latino, but, get the sense of pride that I'm half Filipino. You know what? Anyone else in the room, give yourself a round of applause for whoever you are out there, for what race you are, unless, of course, you're a different type of skin than me, in which case be careful with what you say, All right, I don't want to start a movement around here, But yet, of course, the reason why I bring up me being Filipino is because what's crazy is my aunt has gone to the Philippines. And the reason she's gone to the Philippines is because my cousin is marrying a Filipino guy. So, they have to go visit motherland every now and so often because they got people over there. And yet, of course, my aunt goes to the Philippines, and it's a culture shock when you go over there, right? Us as Americans, like, we still stay in America, we tour in America, we travel in America. But of course, you go to a different country, it's like a whole different thing, right? So my aunt goes to the Philippines, and she's seeing all these things. And on her trip there, she wants to go see their version of their revolution. They have a beautiful statue. If you ever see it online, it's a beautiful statue of the revolutionaries. However, the name for the revolutions I can't pronounce, but the short acronym is a name that you really can't say out loud here in America, because if you're Filipino and you say that your grandfather was part of the KKK, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get some looks. You may get a woo over here, but that's a wrong kind of woo that you want. You know what I mean? So yet, of course, my aunt goes sees the KKK statue. Saying the KKK statue sounds wrong, all right? But yet, of course, in this context, I told you the context, all right? But yet, of course, my aunt goes sees the revolutionary statue. And my aunt had the same reaction that anyone else would have. She sees these revolutionaries, these guys, stabbing a flag in the ground, and then in big bold lettering, KKK. My aunt was expecting some guy in a white robe to come out from behind the statue, calling himself the Grand Wizard of all things. It's very weird, by the way, too, if you ever looked into like how the KKK runs, how it's like their leader's called the Grand Wizard. Like, to me, as a nerd, it kind of sounds like you're just a closeted nerd at this point. Like, just come out and say it, dude. It's 2024, okay? People are more accepting to you playing D&D, okay? We don't care that you're a level 8 warlock. Just do it. Play with your friends. Obviously you can tell I'm a nerd, by the way. It's the way I dress, or maybe my glasses. What give it away? But yeah, I'm a huge nerd, and just about 2 weeks ago, I celebrated with me and my friends. Have any of you guys seen the new Fallout show that came out recently? Anyone has seen the new Fallout show? Yeah. All right, you guys know how good it is. That's right. We beat Halo. That's how good it is. then again, anything is better than Halo, okay? What? You heard me. I'm talking about the show. The game itself is good. But yet, of course, so me and my friends are celebrating the new Fallout show, and it's going really good. And it sparked interest in a lot of my friends who never played Fallout. And as a gamer, I always recommend them to play the older Fallouts. But when they say older Fallouts, I'm talking about 3 in New Vegas. Because my friend decided to download Fallout 1 and immediately hated the Fallout series. Like, I remember my friend coming to me the next day telling me how do I love this game. And I go, dude, it's a good game. And he goes, well, it's hard to maneuver. And he's true, you know, Fallout is indeed the original Fallouts are a hard game to maneuver because it's a very old 90s computer style. You remember back then in the 90s, you had to load up a certain thing in the computer, you had to type in some code. If you got that code wrong, you have to do it again the next day because the computer goes haywire that you're entering amount of code in. And it would just take hours on end to even try to enter that code. That's how nerdy I am, is I remember old computers being that way. I grew up with one of those old computers too. I grew up with the Commodore 64. So that's how old it was. Yeah, my parents, because, you know, I grew up poor. I grew up in East LA. I grew up in that area. And so, of course, you know, my parents never really had internet, good internet, actually. I still, you know, this is how old my parents' house had internet. I still remember the AOL screen. You know the ones, right? Where it just loads slowly. I remember my mom had a collection in the closet of like free internet online from whatever cereal boxes that you would get. That's how stacked that the internet was in the house. Just enter that CD-ROM and let it play. Growing up during those days, like growing up now, like adults always feel like, you know, kids my age are like spoiled, like in Taos, right? Because we have fast internet, we have 5G, right? Which of course that means faster porn. We get, of course, you know, back in the olden days, you know, older porn, right? Just loading that image, waiting for at least one little titty drop to come. You're just holding there, like, you know. Oh man. Let's see what else. I'm trying to remember what else is in my mind. Because normally when I do comedy, it's a lot of freestyling, which is also kind of bad if you're a new comic doing comedy. I feel like we should all have like notebooks on what the do's and do nots of comedy when we're starting out. Because it's good to freestyle in music, in rap. Yet you freestyle in comedy, you might get some things you don't want to say on stage. You don't want a Kramer incident, is all what I'm saying, okay? You don't want to end up like Kramer, alright? No one wants to end up like Kramer. And then again, no one wants to end up like me. But,
What?
you know, oh man. Alright, let's see, I'm trying to remember what was on my mind today. I was thinking about it while I was on the bus. Oh, right, buses. I hate them. There's a reason I hate buses. Not just overcrowding or sometimes a random homeless guy trying to hump the seat. It's the fact that, of course, there's no seatbelts in the bus. Especially when the bus driver is going like Mach 1 from one stop to another. It's like, I love this too about bus drivers. It's like the moment you insert your dollar, it's like, let's go! Just fucking zooms out. You know, next thing you know, you're already like 10 streets down. You're like, what? Where am I? You know, like, oh, it's the next stop over. That's what I hate about buses. Is like, of course, you know, it's just, it gets to that point where it's like they go really fast. And I hate fast. That's why my girl doesn't want to get in bed with me. I went there. No worry, I like making fun of myself. That's always been. Let me see, what else? What else was there? There's a lot of more things I had in mind. My phone is recording me and recording this terrible session that I'm having. I'm trying to remember everything that I have done. Oh, work. Work is hell. That's all I have to say. Sorry, I have a lot more energy. But today I went to one of the most dreadful places that you could ever go to California. The DMV.
Oh yeah.
Now, there's a million jokes about the DMV, but there's one specific DMV that I hate in general. Now, I don't know how far and wide you've gone to Los Angeles, but yet, of course, the DMV in Montebello should be avoided at all costs, okay? Like, go to your home DMV, okay? I get it, you hate your home, but do not go to Montebello DMV. And I'm gonna tell you why. Long lines, and the fact that what should be taking like 5 minutes takes like half your day. And that's like all DMVs in general. But yet, of course, yeah, being at Montebello, like it feels eternity in there, okay? It feels like if the devil himself came and rose from hell, and the first thing he's seen was a Montebello DMV, he would be like, nope, humans are torturing themselves. We don't need hell anymore, guys. We're done here. Wrap it up. And that's about it. Just like how I need to wrap up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Good night.
we got Rich Rotella coming up, and right now it's Kevin Ho.
Woo!